All right, guys, our 20% off Labor Day end of summer sale is still rolling until this Friday, and a bunch of the new stuff this week is included in it. You're not going to want to miss this one. Welcome to the drop. How's it going, guys? Travis here, aka Tackle Prez on Instagram. I'm with Ashton, aka QTR_46, a very unmemorable name, which he should probably change to. This is our weekly segment, 7:30 p.m. Thursdays. We kind of gather everything up that has come new in the shop. We bring it to you guys, show you some cool stuff. And this week we're actually running a promo, so the entire store with, you know, some obvious exclusions, Megabass, electronics, Shimano, G Loomis, stuff like that. But other than that, the entire store is on sale 20% off. Now, the next 2 months of fishing, in my opinion, are the best 2 months of fishing. This is when the fish are getting the biggest, they're starting to eat, they're feeding up, going into the winter time. Tournaments are pretty much done, so you get your free range on the weekend. A lot of the pleasure crafts starting to slow down because it's getting a little bit chillier. And this is a great time for you to stock up and get to use your products this year. We don't do another sale until Black Friday. We don't really do a lot of sales. When we do them pretty well. Everything pretty much in the store from OSP. Daiwa is included in the sale, so if you're looking for a rod or reel, look at the Daiwa stuff, as well as St. Croix. Some of the Raid rods are on sale. We have some Depths rods on sale. We have some, what other rods do we have on sale? Evergreen rods are on sale. So if you've been looking for any of that stuff, it's now on sale until Friday at midnight. So we're gonna cut it off before the weekend. I wanna go fishing. You wanna go fishing this weekend? We're going fishing this weekend. I don't want to be in here packing orders for you guys. Although, I do appreciate the business. I appreciate the support you guys always give us. But yeah, we're going to cut it off Friday night. So just before Labor Day, I'm going to go enjoy the long weekend. I'm going to go fishing with a bunch of my buddies. And hopefully we get into a few when you get back. You're going to Michigan for the game. Little Michigan game. All right, so let's get into this. We have a ton of new product this week. This is gonna be one of our biggest drops that we've done yet. Ashton just pointed this out to me. So if you're not following us on Instagram, when we get to 10,000 followers, we are gonna give away a Certate. We're at mid-low 9s. And then on YouTube, where you guys are hopefully watching us, we are at the halfway point to the 5,000. Now when we get to 5,000, we're gonna give away a P5 and a Steez or a Certate, depending on what kind of setup you want. If you want a Flissa, we're gonna give you a Certate with it. If you want, you know, BMG, you're gonna get a Steez with it, or whichever way you choose to go. Whatever we have in stock, we're gonna work with you, get you the right combo. 5,000 followers, we've passed that 2,500 mark. It's not taking us very long. I'm very thankful for you guys supporting us, following the channel as always. And a lot of you guys, actually 70% are not subscribed to the channel. It's 1 in 5,000. You can win like a, I don't know, like $1,200, $1,300 combo. Pretty good odds. So make sure you're following us. And yeah, so let's get into what we have today. Now, one of our most requested items in the shop, the Jackall Driftfry, is finally in stock. Now, this is one of the most popular mid-strolling baits, made famous by Kyoya Fujita. We're gonna have the 4-inch and the 5.2-inch size for the first time in stock. I think most of the initial, you know, stock went to the US. We now have a decent stock. I wouldn't say we got a good stock, but we got a couple. All right. I'm gonna ring off these colors to you. You guys have been looking for it, that have the notification set. You guys know what color. We like to show you the colors. So we're gonna go right here with flashing bait. This is gonna be flashing Wakasaki. So a great color there. Silver Ayu, Ghost Wakasagi, Sweet Fish, and finally Silver Shad. So that's the 4-inch. I'm gonna take one in. All right, so here is the 4-inch and here's the 5.2-inch. It's pretty substantial. I would say very substantial. So the big thing that you're gonna notice with the 4-inch, I feel it's a harder plastic, number one. I also feel that if you guys have ever, you know, had the little 3-inch ones, those are really hard plastic, kind of trickles down. These 4-inch ones are gonna have like a realistic paint job to them. So they're gonna be, they look like they're hand painted, if I'm being honest. Like, they look like they sprayed it, then they did for sure. It's either hand painted or like computer painted, but they're much more of a realistic look. They're gonna have almost, I think all of them have a kind of clear flat tail, and then they're gonna have this little bill. You basically put a little ball head in there, and this is one of those rolling type mid-strolling baits. It's very popular along with the Saikoro shad, and my personal favorite, the fish roller. So those are kind of like the big three that everybody's using right now. 4-inch size, and then with the 5.2-inch size, these are almost more of just a traditional poured bait. They're not painted. I will run through all the colors. They have a bunch of great colors. Jackall is really, really good at that. In the bill, there's kind of like a little spot for your ball head to sit. Again, same thing with the tails. They're kind of all transparent. I'll run through the colors of the 5.2-inch. The one that I have here is Spawn Wakasaki. So if you hit it with the light a little bit, you get a little bit of that kind of bluish purple little glow to it. I'm gonna have Dark Thunder Clear Silver. Prism Shad, this actually is one of my favorite colors in the Rhythm Wave. Sweet Wakasaki. So hopefully you guys can see a little bit of color shift in these. And then Sweet Katabasu. So a bunch of great colors. I know this is something that everybody's been kind of waiting on, and yeah, we finally got our hands on it. The newish, oldish Jackall Driftfry. Okay, so I know I promised you guys a video on that BKK OCD box. You bought every single one before I had a chance to do a video. Thankfully, I already knew we had a second shipment coming in. That second shipment has arrived, so the OCD boxes are all back in stock, and that video is coming. Just thankfully, thanks to you guys for buying it, the first batch. The second batch is here though. Also with that, we've brought in the OCD accessory boxes. Now, these are gonna be basically blank boxes for you to put in by yourself. So let's say you're not gonna use the trebles. You can buy some of these little blank boxes. They come with these little labels so you can write exactly what's gonna be in the box. You basically put them in there. You're gonna slot into the OCD box perfectly. So we have both the medium size and the small size now in the OCD accessory boxes. They're fairly inexpensive. You get 5 to a box, 5 to a box. So each one's gonna come with 5. I think the trays, currently they come with 48 different things, but I think you can fit a lot more in that. So when we do the full review, I'll break down exactly what you can fit in it. And yeah, new in from BKK for the OCD tackle system. All right, let's move over to OSP. Start with a couple restocks. We'll get into some new product. I'm gonna start right here with the rubber dice. So we have 4 colors come back in stock. 4 colors come back in stock in the non-salted version. I'm gonna start right here with Invincible Shrimp. It's one of my favorite colors, really affected everywhere. I like the non-salt. It's a little bit more durable. I tend to fish these a lot on a drop shot, so I don't need the density of the salt. The non-salt's also probably the most popular one in Japan. I know a lot of the US, Canada guys like the salted version, but give these ones a shot. Again, these have just a little bit more of a subtle action to it. The salts are kind of a bit heavier and denser. I guess that's the best way to describe it. So this is going to be Invincible Shrimp. We also have 2 new colors. So this first one is going to be Scuppernong, really popular color in certain areas. Another new color is going to be MU Sight Smoke. So it's going to be just kind of like a clear smoky color with some, you know, man, that fleck in here is so fine. It's actually beautiful. There's like a purple fleck, there's a copper fleck, and there looks like there is maybe a green fleck. I feel like that's accurate. But yeah, this is a new one in the non-salted version. And then lastly, Suji Ed. So another great one. All back in stock from OSP, and then a bunch of restocks and new colors in the Dolive Beaver have all come back in. We also got some hats. So we got the new O.S.P bucket hat. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Look like Crocodile Dundee, but at least I'm not getting sun on my face. You know what I mean? And if I want a little sun on the ears, boom. Really cool little hat from OSP. It's gonna have 2 little OSP hits. So it's gonna say Osprey Spiritual Reformer, which is obviously what OSP stands for. And then on this side, you will have the classic OSP logo. It's gonna be available in 2 colors. So this kind of gray and also in a beige color. So those are in from OSP. And if you're like me and you kind of like to have, you know, your favorite brands represented on your boat, what better way than to get this is basically a trolling motor cable wrap in OSP styling. So this is gonna be the red and black one. It's gonna have the OSP on this side. I'm gonna take it out of this. It's gonna have the OSP on this side, and then it's gonna have Osprey Spiritual Reformer as well. Basically what you do with this is you take all those cables now that you got running down your trolling motor for, I think this is almost now exclusively for Minn Kota guys. Yeah, so if you have a like cable drive style of pedal, you basically run this down your pedal. I guess if you have a bunch of like live scope cables and stuff coming off. Yeah, so this is just a cable wrap for stuff coming off of your trolling motor. So starting at the head, you kind of wrap this all the way down. I'm gonna have it in this red black, and then I'm also gonna have it in this really, really cool OSP paisley color. So it's kind of like a bandana style color. There's gonna be little hits of like Dolive Mania. There's gonna be some spinner baits, and it's just a really, really cool print from OSP. There's little Dolive craws on here and stuff like that. Just a really neat way to kind of personalize your boat, and just another really cool accessory from OSP. I love stuff like this. All right, we also got in some new kind of bags from OSP. Maybe that's what they are. So this is gonna be a mesh bag for you to kind of put your soft plastics in, stuff like that. It's not waterproof, obviously, it's just mesh. It's got a nice double zipper system on it. It's gonna slot in nicely pretty much anywhere. You can just stuff random stuff in here. Maybe good for storing like dark sleepers, stuff like that. I think that'd be a good shout. Yeah, so really cool bag from OSP. I love accessory stuff from these brands, man. Like little storage options are phenomenal. And then we also brought in the OSP tool bag type R. So if you guys have the tool bag 40, these are gonna fit in there nicely. It's basically just one of those empty, kind of harder sided, soft plastic boxes. They're really popular. A ton of brands make them. OSP is a little bit smaller, but it also has a really cool feature. So let's say you're going fishing with a buddy and you don't want to know what you got. You leave it like this. Let's say you trust the guy and you're cool with him finding out what you got in your bag. Take this off. Now it's see-through. You see the old hand there. I mean, that's a really cool feature. These bags are really, really popular. I like having stuff like this in my boat. Just something a little cool, a little custom. I use these to hold like a ton of like weird sized plastics that maybe don't fit well in bags. There's another really cool one from OSP, the OSP Toolbox Type R. Finally from OSP, we see the all-new Duckbill finally arrive into the shop. Now I'm gonna open one of these up. So the Duckbill is a crankbait, but it has the bill, instead of being out front like traditional crankbaits, the bill has been kind of molded into the body. So you see there, this is not really a natural look, and I don't think that's what OSP is going with here. This is gonna have an ultra wide wobble. It looks like it's gonna go deep, obviously because of how extreme the bill is, but this is designed to move a ton of water, have a super wide action wobble. This is only gonna dive like 3-4 feet. It's gonna come in at 1 ounce. So this is a heavier style of crankbait. If you work it really fast, again, it's gonna have that super exaggerated wobble. If you work it kind of slow, it's gonna get down just a little bit deeper, kind of similar thing. These are really, really cool. It's a new concept of crankbaiting. So if you're on a fishery where kind of square bills used to work, but they're not kind of working the same, this might be something for you to look at. I'm gonna spec this out for you really quick. This is gonna be 1 ounce, 110 millimeters, including the beak. So full length, 110 millimeters. This is going to come with number 3 hooks on both. It's gonna have a little swivel here for you to attach to. Really designed to have an ultra wide wobble to it. It's also designed to come through cover very well. Just a really cool, new, unique sort of shallow water crankbait from OSP. I'll run through the colors with you guys really quick. This one is gonna be pink black back, MU flicker shad. This one's gonna come with a feathered treble. I'll point out the feathered treble ones. MU flicker shad, feathered treble. We're gonna have ghost reservoir fish. We're gonna have KTD reaction flash. So sort of like a chromish color with a little stripe down there. This is also gonna have a feathered treble. Matte black. Dazzler red craw. A really, really nice matte blueback chartreuse. TS baitfish. Look at the shine. Black gold orange belly, and finally Tresgill. Nice gill pattern. Yeah, so all those are now available from OSP. Yeah, check it out. All right, let's move over to Keitech. So we see we have a new color in Keitech. This is gonna be Ghost Sunfish. Now this is gonna be available across the board in a ton of stuff, which I will run through. What should I take it out in? I'm gonna take it in Easy Shiner. So this is a really cool color. It's gonna kind of, yeah, you can see it there, look at that. It's pretty money. So it's gonna be blue back, kind of a pumpkin color of belly. It's gonna have a ton of different colors of fleck in it. Just kind of a, it is kind of a sunfish color, I guess, if you think about it that way. That's going to be a popular one up here anyways. It kind of looks like the bait fish that we have. And then I will run through all the baits that it's in, because it's in a lot. All right, so we're going to have the 3-inch Easy Shiner, the 4-inch Easy Shiner, the 2.8-inch Fat Swing Impact, the 3.3 Fat Swing Impact, and the 3.8 Fat Swing Impact. We're also going to see it in the Paddlin' Beaver. That's a cool one. And then we're gonna have it in the Shad Impact in the 3.5-inch, the 4-inch, and then the 5-inch. So a really cool new color available in a ton of products, as well as some new colors in the Easy Shiner. So in the 4-inch, we have decided to bring in Fire Tiger. I feel like this was asked for a lot by walleye guys. Is that facts? Yeah. It is a walleye looking color to me. Yeah, so 4-inch Easy Shiner, we're gonna have Fire Tiger, and then Spot Remover. I don't know why we didn't have this. Maybe it's new. I don't know. 4-inch Easy Shiner and Spot Remover, wicked color. And then in the 5-inch, we brought in Ghost Rainbow, which is one of our most popular colors in some of the other swim baits. We brought in Gizzard Shad, and then Threadfin Shad. So a bunch of new colors, also a massive restock on everything Keitech. So if you've been looking for, you know, 2 all the way up to 5-inch Easy Shiners, they should all be back in stock. Same with the Fat Swing Impacts, the little 2.8s, 3.3s, 3.8s, so on and so forth. Those should all be back in stock. The leeches are back in stock. The spiders are back in stock. The beavers are back in stock. So all things soft plastic Keitech are finally back in stock. Now, moving over to the Keitech jigs. One of our most popular jigs, hands down in the store, is gonna be the Keitech Model 2 football jig. These all return in a massive way. I think we have every color back in stock. Really good stock on all the popular sizes, the blacks, the green pumpkins, the regular stuff. Also from the jigs, we decided to bring back in something we haven't had for a very long time. This is gonna be the Model 3 Keitech swim jig. So this is basically a weedless version of a swim jig. They've moved the weight down so it kind of sits under the chin. Instead of you kind of threading your whole bait on, you're just gonna screw it into this little screw lock that they've provided on there, and then you're gonna be able to rig this weedless. This is a tungsten product, so it's gonna be sort of a smaller profile. It's gonna have a little bit different sound if you hit the bottom. Regular tungsten stuff. I think I got it in 2 sizes and 4 colors. I'll run through those right now. This first one is going to be Green Pumpkin Tiger. I'm gonna have Silver Flash Minnow, Bluegill Flash, and finally Black. So these will be available in a 1/4 ounce and a 3/8 ounce. Just a really cool product from Keitech. If you throw a lot of swim jigs, having a weedless option sometimes is really, really cool. We've also decided to bring in the Model 1 casting jig. Now, these are gonna be equipped with a custom-made Gamakatsu hook. I love Gammy hooks, one of my favorite, especially for flipping and pitching. It's gonna be available in a ton of different colors. These are all tungsten, and they're surprisingly very, very affordable for a tungsten flipping jig. I think these are like $5.99 US, $7.99 Canadian, so wicked, wicked deal from Keitech. These are gonna be available in 3 different sizes: 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2 ounce, all on that custom 3/0 Gamakatsu hook. I'll run through the colors with you guys really quick. We'll start right here with Green Pumpkin Black. So this is not like a regular Green Pumpkin Black where it's green pumpkin skirting with like black fleck. This is green pumpkin skirting and black skirting mixed together. We're gonna have Black Blue, Brown Purple. Hopefully you guys can see that one okay. Dark Green Pumpkin, Green Pumpkin Blue Flake. It's a really nice one. Black, standard operating procedure right there. Green Pumpkin Pepper. So this is going to be that green pumpkin with the black fleck. And then finally, Green Pumpkin Chartreuse. So standard colors for a jig. Awesome price, awesome hook, awesome product. And then lastly with Keitech, we see a huge restock in the tungsten super round jig heads. So this is going to be anywhere from, I think they go down to a number 4 all the way up to a 3/0. They're going to have 1/4 ounce in a 2/0, a 3/0. So A lot of you guys have been looking for 1/4 ounce jig heads, and we kind of been slacking on it a bit. I have a lot now, so check out the Keitech Tungsten super round jig heads, back in stock. And then also the mono spins are all back in stock. So these are little finesse jigs. These work really good. You guys have seen in videos us catching fish pretty good on finesse swim jigs. This is another option for that. 3/32 seconds and 1/16 are the two sizes in these guys. Okay, and then last but not least from Keitech, we see a newly revamped classic bait. Some of you guys will be familiar with the swing bait. This is going to be a 2.8 inch little paddle-tailed swim bait. This is essentially the opposite of what a fat swing impact is. So this is going to have a little bit of a smaller tail. I'll hold one up here for you. This is going to have a little bit of a smaller boot tail. It's going to have a lot tighter action, so more subtle presentation. If the fish are seeing a lot of the fat swing impact or any of the regular paddle tails that every company makes nowadays, this is going to be a subtle, more natural, realistic looking bait from them. 2.8 inches, they're going to come 8 to a pack. They're going to come in these little blister packs, which are great for storing, so they've got you covered there. I'll run through the colors with you guys really quickly. Like I said, just another really cool little spin on a classic. Like, this bait's been out before. I think they've actually redone it so that they've kind of improved it. It's going to have a slit down the middle, so you know exactly where your hook is supposed to go through, however you choose to rig it up. We're going to have black, green pumpkin pepper, smoke blue pearl. I do not know how this is called. Natural blue pearl, clear chartreuse glow, clear silver glow, smoke silver flake, and finally watermelon pearl. So a bunch of great colors, a little 2.8 inch swim bait, just something a little bit more subtle for you guys to have something a little bit different. All right, quick restock before we get into the main event. Aldebaran BFS in left hand are back in stock. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me when this guy's gonna return. Finally got a few in, specifically left-handed. This is one of our most popular BFS reels, ultra high end. If you guys are familiar with the Aldebaran, it's one of my favorite reels, especially for doing more finesse applications. This is a badass BFS setup. Okay, Megabass. Let's talk about some Megabass here. So there has been constant restocks going on in the store. If you guys want to hear about every little detail in all the restocks, let me know. I try to keep it as fresh as I can, but 110 Junior Plus ones are all back in stock. Tons of the 110s have come back in. We did a whole restock on as many colors of the 1/8 inch Okashira screw heads. I think we just got the Shadow Spawn, the Weed Camo, and then the Melon IU. So 3 really popular colors are back in on that, as well as 1 color of Karashi. So this is going to be Kasumi Ito KS. This is the only one I could seem to get my hands on. This is a phenomenal Karashi color, don't get me wrong. These baits fly out of here every single time we get them in, so definitely check this out. And then something awesome has come in from Megabass. So you guys are familiar with the Levante line. Now, the US Levante line is completely different from the Japan Levante line, and that's what we're gonna see here today. So I have a ton of rods, all from the JDM Levante lineup, finally available over here in North America. I'm gonna run through the models with you. If you want me to get crazy with it, leave a comment down below. I'll do a whole video breaking down this whole rod lineup. I don't know what the availabilities of these will be like. I'm assuming it's not going to be a core product or anything like that. This could be very well a one and done, but it's awesome to see something come over here that you're going to have warranty on, full JDM spec rods, and they're affordable. So that's the great thing. These are going to be the same price as all the regular Levantes, just in some of those more JDM actions. So I'll run through the actions with you. And then again, if you want me to break them down, let me know in the comments. We'll do a full video. I'll break them down for you, tell you what you should use them for, and everything like that. Now, a lot of these rods are going to sound similar to some of the actions that you're familiar with in the US Levante lineup. There's some similar actions, but there's a lot of like tweener sizes, you know, where, you know, 7.2 might be an F5, it's gonna be an F4, an F3.5. So keep that in mind. These rods are completely different feels, different applications. I'm gonna start right here. So this is going to be an F10, so a double extra heavy 7'11". This is a big guy. Now this one is going to be a 2-piece. It's going to be ferruled at the handle. This is going to be probably more of a swim bait rod. It's going to have a lure rating of 3/4 ounce to 6 ounces. So this is a cool one. And then this will be the only other one in the casting that's going to be a multi-piece. It's going to be an F8, so a double extra heavy, 7'10". Again, ferruled right here at the handle, just like so. Boom. This is going to have a lure rating of 1/2 ounce to 4 ounce. Then we're going to have an F7, 7'2", so 7'2", extra heavy, lure rating 1/2 ounce to 3 ounce. It's going to be an F6, 7 foot, again with a lure rating 3/8 to 2 ounce. This is going to be an F5, 7'2", so a medium heavy, 7'2", lure rating 3/8 to 1.5 ounces. F4, 7'2", 1/4 ounce to 1 ounce. F4, 6'8", so medium, 6'8", 1/4 to 3/4 ounce. F3, 6'7", so medium light, 1/8 ounce to 1/2 ounce. And then lastly, a F3, medium light, 6'6", so 1/8 to 1/2 ounce again. Those are gonna be the casting models. I've got 3 spinning models as well, which we'll have a look at. Now, one of these spinning models is actually gonna be a multi-piece, so it's gonna be ferruled in the middle instead of at the handle. So this is pretty standard. Megabass does an amazing job when they do multi-piece with the ferruling. So you just put that guy right there. There's 2 little dots. Kind of line them up off center and twist and push them together. And now you have a 1-piece instead of a 2-piece. F1, so an ultralight, 6'3", 1/32 to 1/8. And then I'm also gonna have the same rod in a single piece, so no ferruling, just 1 piece. F1, ultralight, same as the last. And finally, I'm gonna have an F2, so this is a light power. It's gonna be 6'9", and it's gonna have a 1/16 to 3/8 lure rating. So those are all the new JDM Levantes. I'm very excited to have these in the shop. This is one of our favorite rod lineups to kind of help introduce you guys into the amazing rod selection that Megabass provides. They're very affordable, they're very high end. You can see here, even with the reel handle, it has a beautiful styling. They're all gonna have EVA foam grips. They're very ergonomically pleasing. They just kind of fit your hands nicely. In most brands, this rod would likely be a little bit more money than, you know, $199, $250, whatever. I think it's $199 US, $250 Canadian, yeah. So amazing rods from Megabass. Happy to see the JDM line come over. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for us this week on The Drop. Thank you guys for hanging out. We're gonna have another banger for you guys next weekend. Thank you all for checking out the Thousand Island Open video that Ashton worked tirelessly on over the last couple weeks. I know he stayed a ton after work trying to get this done for you guys. It was a lot of fun to film, a lot of fun to fish, and I'm having a great time interacting with you guys in the comments. So make sure you go over, drop a comment, please give us a follow, and I will see you next Thursday. Actually, I'll see you on Sunday. So there you go. Take care.